Alright.
We're here.
Welcome to the Retro Indie Pixel Show.
Yay! First and foremost awesome show. Yay!
This is our first time doing this, so we're trying to work out all the issues and kinks now. So we're just testing out different things, seeing how it's going to work. I'm not sure how the music thing's going to go because it's going over my speakers and I guess out to everybody else. So
Sounded good on my end. I was jamming over here. So.
As long as it sounded good to you, that's all that matters. All right, so yeah, so you guys are here for the Retro Indie Pixel Show. This is basically it's more or less a podcast where we're going to be talking about like news and gaming. Well, at least stuff that we find, I guess, interesting for news and gaming. We're going to be talking about Kickstarters, indie games and stuff from Steam that we both pick. I'm probably going to be just going through a lot more of just stuff on my wish list and games that I have a particular interest in. Ben's going to be talking about, or sorry, BlindmansWorld's going to be talking about games that he's particularly playing right now and has a lot more, I guess, an in-depth feel for those games. So there's that. We're also going to be having music breaks, 2 each week, where we're going to be giving kind of like shout-outs to different people on YouTube and stuff, just to kind of help them out. And possibly, branching out into Twitch as well. But we're also going to be giving you guys some interesting sites that may help you guys out. And those also include the ones that we're going to be doing regularly, which include retroachievements.org. If you haven't heard about that yet, then you're missing out. Also, restream.io, and yeah, we'll just get into all that eventually. So, oh, my dog has decided to have an eat fest on his back or something. Huh?
We need dog cam. I need cat cam. You need dog cam. Perfect.
All right. So yeah. So I guess starting out, the first thing I have here are Steam games and stuff. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going through some Steam games, like I said, through my library or my wish list library. So you guys can see some of the things that I'm interested in playing, I guess, if that makes any sense. Anyways, so yeah, we're starting off with some Steam.
That's the Steam effect. We don't have money for the real Steam effects, so...
And of course, this is why I dislike OBS so much.
Welcome to the Technical Practice Run for the Stream podcast.
Yeah.
Thingamabobber.
Neither one of those work. That's good stuff. So yeah, see, this is what we were talking about different issues and stuff. So what I'll do is a window capture.
Twitch is our friend. Twitch is our friend. Twitch is our friend. Here's a Star Destroyer. There you go. There you go. If you're Star Wars fans, there. Yes. Well, if I can actually get it in my hair. There. Now you've watched Rogue One. There. Awesome. We bring you movies and games and fun. There we go.
Yeah, that's supposed to look nice in behind here. Oh my god. So yeah, see, this is why I'm disliking OBS. I'm going to try OBS Studio again and see how that goes. But anyways, first game on my list is, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this. AU Senki? I said I was going to try to do it, but I tried it anyways. The World Conquests, which, well, we'll just watch the, I guess we'll watch the trailer for the game itself, and you'll see for yourself exactly how this game looks. So, this is how this kind of stuff's going to go. Can you see? Oh! I love Japanese stuff. I'm sorry, I'm into anime and stuff, so I guess that's to be expected. No, it's not an anime. Believe it or not, it's not an anime. It is a game. Jesus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, and as you know about anime. And why this doesn't go up on YouTube? For the fact that I would get so many copyright strikes on this stuff. Oh my god.
Not appropriate for advertisers?
Well, yeah, well, not even that even. I mean, just for the music and stuff, I would imagine. Twitch is a little bit more lenient with that kind of stuff. There was no gameplay in any of this, was there? That is crap.
No, that's fine.
I selected the wrong one, that's why.
Oops. It's like a Sailor Moon episode.
So basically, it's a strategy type game, and it looks like it's actually pretty good. I'm interested in it, and for this part of it, not for the anime dancing intro thing. That was
Sure.
that was literally like an anime intro right there.
Totally have a Hello Kitty suit in your closet right now.
I don't have two of those. So yeah. You go around doing, I guess, different missions, and yeah, it's a strategy type game. It looks pretty good, in my opinion, but Jesus.
it looks kind of nice.
Alright, so the next game I got there is something you've probably heard of yourself, Neo, the complete edition.
Neo.
Yeah, see? So if you haven't seen this yet, this is a very impressive game. It's by Koei Tecmo. I mean, what do you expect? It's action RPG, hack and slash goodness, you know. I'm hoping this better be the right friggin' trailer, not like 20 minutes of like no fight, no, you know, action from in-game. Which is probably my luck again. I told you, we gotta work through issues. Isn't he on Sons of Anarchy?
Looks like it, yes.
Oh, it looks so good.
Foreigner, your skill against Oni is impressive. Who do you fight for? The flames of war will envelop this country once again!
It looks so good!
Yes, oh, Raiden. Yes, this game is actually amazing. It's was a PS4 exclusive. He's steamy.
Ooh! Listen, give it a bitch.
I can confirm that game is amazingly awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, so... Yeah, if you've ever played any of the games from, I guess, Koei Tecmo, you'll know that this is something to look forward to. The cutscenes there look incredibly good. Like, on par with, like, Square kind of, like, cutscenes. That was impressive. I like that. So,
yes, I want that one.
That's very new. That only came out on the 7th of November, so... next thing we got here is Epic Flail. It came out last year, but I don't know, it just looks funny to me. Apparently it's an adventure RPG, but it's an arena brawler, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's almost like a 2D arena brawler. Whoa.
Looks like they recorded it on their television at home in their basement.
That
But the
ended
game looks
abruptly.
cool.
Yeah, the game itself looks great, but yeah, that was weird editing. It ended so abruptly just then.
Huh. Okay.
Next on there is Mint. I don't know if you've seen this game or not yet, but
I don't need one. It's very bright. Oh, there you go.
he's like, I don't know. When it says Mint and I see him, I'm like, is this like a little dab of toothpaste?
It might be.
He must have the crustiest skin that he's not leaving like toothpaste everywhere.
Well, if you leave it out long enough, that's what happens. Gross. Huh.
So yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting platformer. I'm not gonna lie. Looks pretty good. I like it.
Got a Kirby feel to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Mint. Yummy. Like a lot of the levels are really bright though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Although some of the dark ones, as you can see from this screenshot here, looks pretty good too.
Yeah, I like those.
Easier on the eyes.
Yeah, I'm light sensitive. I might as well just be a mole.
Jesus. Might as well be a mole. Alright, next one we got here is Death Coming, which is almost like a isometric thing where simulation game, strategy, puzzle game, where you're trying to kill people, but trying to like maximize your kills on them. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see.
There's a laugh track on it. Nice.
Oh no, that was people screaming.
Oh really?
Yeah. See, like this part.
Like laughing to me. It's frightening me.
What?
Ooh, aliens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ow.
And yeah, so that's that game.
That's
So basically, you
I
have to
like
like
that one.
kill people more or less. So I thought it was a pretty fun-looking
The
game.
animation style's really good on that though. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. It almost reminds me of like Game Boy Advance or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Oh, aha. Next one we have here is Nightmare Boy. If you haven't seen this game yet, it looks fantastic. It is marked as a Metroidvania adventure game. It's pretty good. The cutscenes are really well done as well. You'll see what I'm talking about with this one as well. So it's like really cartoony.
Whoa. Lots of stuff going on the screen too.
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare Boy.
It was a short trailer, but it was sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
So
It's fun
yeah,
to me.
It looks pretty good. It almost reminds me again of like a Super Nintendo, almost Sega Genesis look to it, actually, with the way that the colors were.
Yeah, those intense colors are definitely Sega Genesis kind of stuff.
So basically, I guess you have to, go around collecting different power-ups to eventually finish the game. Same type of thing as you do in any Metroidvania type game.
Almost like Assault and Sanctuary or something like that as well. Let's see. Hopefully it has some upgrade systems.
Alright, next one we have here is a little weird. It's early access.
Oh, we never do weird games. Come on.
See, anything with pixel graphics gets me. I mean, that's all it really requires.
That's why you're the old world gamer.
It's just, I don't know. It's so attractive to me. Just look at it. It looks so good. It's
So
pixely
deliciously pixelated.
That lantern looks awesome. So does that door, for that matter. I mean, it all looks
Yeah,
good.
the sprites, I have to admit, do look pretty good.
So apparently the whole thing is that you were mining down here, and there was a huge gap that was there, and your son fell in, and you're off to look for your son.
Oh no. It's like Fallout 4.
Yeah, kind of, but in a mine, and
Yeah, there you go. That's cool. So it's got a little bit of, what is that mining game that people are playing all the time?
Spelunky.
Yeah, Spelunky. It's got that feel a little bit to it.
It reminds me a lot of Super Pitfall, actually.
Oh, yeah, Super Pitfall. I love that game. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard because it was ridiculous.
3 lives and then you're dead permanently.
And it was so easy to hit everything.
Right.
And then that track over and over again. Hey,
don't my brain. Hey, you stop right now.
oh, okay. I guess no fall damage. That's kind of good.
I wonder if this is the game music or if it's just the video music.
I hope it's just the video music. I would hope that they have decent tracks for adventuring in mines, because this is not.
That's like quirky stuff, like hello, you're doodly ding
Right?
ding. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not appreciate this music for the actual game. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, watch, it's probably the exact music that. Oh yeah, we're gonna use this for the whole game. It's great, isn't it? Love it. It's like quirky.
Oh no, that would be so bad.
Have to contact the developers on this one.
Just say it's the pixels.
Yeah. Love your game. Is that the music though? Yes. Okay, let's have a talk.
Oh my god, this goes on for like 2 more minutes. He's just showcasing this game. Anyways, so yeah, it looks like it's a fun game. It's a lot like Super Pitfall to me, anyways. So, of course, I want some.
At least they showed gameplay in their trailer. That's good. Good job, guys. Good job. And gals, whoever's on your team.
All right, this next one is called Usurper, another Metroidvania RPG type game.
Oh, I've heard of this one. This is good.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and it looks good.
Dramatic music.
So far, there's not a lot of fighting in this trailer.
Lots of walking.
This could be Castlevania 2.
Give me my white crystal and let me lean in places. That'd be great.
Because, yeah, I'm serious. I don't see many enemies, and wasn't Castlevania 2 known for, like, being
Yeah,
pretty...
it has tons of enemies in Castlevania too. It's just there was a lot more adventuring and grinding and crouching with white crystals to make things happen.
White crystals or red ones?
Both. You had to do it with all of them. You had to trade them, and yeah, it's pretty creepy. I'm seeing some enemies.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Yes. As he descends into the deep, the enemies spawn.
Oh, here we go. This is much better. This is what I wanted to see.
I not just a walking sim.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Okay.
Oh.
Jesus.
Probably fall damage too. Oh yeah, that's how it ends. I love it. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, okay. Showing us. Whoa, bosses.
There's some patterns there.
Oh, pugware. Oh, look at that cute pug with the bat wing.
Aww,
that's a little scary.
What are we doing bad to the pug?
So yeah, Usurper looks pretty good.
Is that out yet, or what?
Yeah, it came out on the 3rd of November.
God, I thought I saw someone be playing that. That's good.
Next up is Alchemist Castle, which only came out last week as well. The art style is a little different, but otherwise it looks like it's a pretty solid game. Again, another action platformer type game, so, or adventure platformer type game. The character's just like when he runs it. Look at this. Like, I don't understand that. It's weird, but I like the mechanics in the game. It looks really good. Otherwise, it's just the way that the character moves is so weird sometimes.
They overdid the sprite animation just a tad.
Just a little bit, yeah. It's almost like I think they're trying to do like a Prince of Persia thing or something.
Yes.
But like, as you said, way overdone.
Yeah, they're tryhards a little bit on that one. That's okay.
You know, when someone runs off the cliff, they don't keep going with their arms and legs. Like they're going to still run. You only do that if you're going in water.
This is true. Maybe the air is as thick as water.
Buddy fun to sip a root beer, why?
Caffeine.
Oh.
Alchemist Castle.
So that was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Didn't know that this came out. Was pretty excited when I seen that there was, wait, a new Lode Runner game? Excuse me? Really? If you guys haven't played Lode Runner, I played it.
Lode Runner?
I played it on the NES, and it was good and bad.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
You smack into things and you die. Oh, this is different, though.
It's still similar. Oh my god, they have different types of enemies.
Huh. I'm only familiar with 3D Lode Runner.
Oh, they're doing things that I haven't seen in the original Lode Runner, so now I'm wondering if like there was things I didn't know about. Which is quite possible.
Let's build your own, maybe.
They had this in the original Lode Runner. You could build your own stages if you wanted to.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the classic right there. Well, similar to the classic.
Oh, I'm thinking of World Runner, not Lode Runner.
Yeah, Lode Runner is apparently derives from the Bomberman series. When you escape the original Bomberman game as Bomberman, you become the Lode Runner. And that's why the enemies look similar and so on and so forth. You're a robot who finally escaped, and there's a whole story behind it. You gotta go and read the lore on it.
I will have to go read some lore. Because, yeah, I was confused at it. That's alright. I'll evaluate my brain.
Yeah, Lode Runner is actually Bomberman.
Huh.
Or supposed to
like
be.
Like Rockman and Mega Man. They're the same person.
He just had different... the same person with different names.
That's right.
Alright, Tale of Fallen Dragons. I felt that this was, I know a lot of people are going to say Binding of Isaac. I think it was more like Legend of Zelda, but more... Instead of like going from one screen and then like, oh, here's your next screen, and then here's your next screen. It just goes along with you, so that if you move back and forth, the screens go with you. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Complete open world.
So this part is what I'm talking about right here. See, like how the doors are locked on the sides there. The green doors are locked there, but it's very Legend of Zelda more so, I think, than Binding of Isaac. But then again, I haven't played much of Binding of Isaac, so maybe I'm mistaken as well.
Binding of Isaac is basically Zelda dungeon clone kind of stuff. This is totally different. How it works. It looks like, at least. Well, this isn't a roguelike, I don't think, either.
Hmm. Apparently, this is based off of a real, I think it was a Chinese story, where you have to fight. These are all different dragons, so this is a dragon that you're fighting right now. So you have to fight all these different types of dragons in order to, I can't remember the exact history behind it.
Save the world kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So all these bosses that you're seeing are actually just dragons. They look incredible.
Bullet hell dragons, too.
Yeah, but like not over the top bullet hell, which is nice. Oh,
right.
Okay, that's a bit crazy.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Oh, ooh! Oh, you got some dash though. Oh, okay.
That's a little bit like Enter the Gungeon bad. I mean, not bad, but you know what I mean. It's challenging.
Yeah.
You can memorize it though.
So yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it looked fantastic. Alright, our next one is Vizurthos, Air of Thunder.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. This is another action-adventure game. Not a long trailer. Almost reminded me of, what is it? Shadowrun, is it?
A little bit, yeah. Shadowrun's like an RPG kind of deal. Like maybe the Sega Genesis version.
Whoa. Holy crazy. So yeah, it looks pretty good.
Huh.
I'm gonna say I love twin stick shooters. And like top downs are pretty good.
They're fun.
Although this is almost like partially isometric at times too.
Looks like it might have a variable camera on it. I don't know.
Hey, show a secret area and then I just, oh, come on, you can't do that to me.
The teaser trailer, come on. We were teased.
I like the fact that it has RPG elements and stuff as well, and it looked like it was pretty well done. That came out at the start of this year so far, so the 19th of January is when it came out.
Could be really fun.
Another game I didn't know that came out back in 2015. And I only just found out about it, I'm not even kidding. River City Ransom, what was it called? The sports games? Yeah.
No way! Where, man? That's awesome.
I mean, I've played the other one because my friend Chester gave me a copy of it, and that was a fantastic one. But I didn't know about the sports one, so Super Sports Challenge.
Cool. Things we learned from Twitch.
All right, look at it. Oh. This looks like it's so much fun.
It looks co-op, possibly.
Yeah, so if there is like co-op in this would be fun to play with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Did that guy just do a Shoryuken?
Like the music, too.
Okay, so you do have different types of people that you can use.
Huh.
Just
Probably have to unlock them all, too.
Oh, probably, yeah, some way. Somehow.
Nice pixel art, too.
Oh, yeah, they're keeping true to the original.
Oh.
Alright, next one. Super Blood Hockey.
What? Oh, no.
It looks like ice hockey for NES. But, as you can see, you can beat the crap out of people. Oh, and the goalie is crappy just like it is in ice hockey. Wow. Someone must have really loved this game and just wanted to improve it.
I know hockey's real big in Canada, too, so it looks like that'd be a really fun game.
Oh my, that's a fight? Holy crap.
Doing to fight!
What? Depending on which team wins the tournament, there's someone killing, I guess, someone from the other team. That's crazy. I love it. All right, next one we have is an early access action RPG.
Oh, that perk.
Let's rewind this right to the start here. Yeah, just to give you a little taste, see? I like that radical fish thing there too, it looked nice. Looks good.
Not RPG Maker?
It doesn't look like it's RPG Maker. If it is, it's very well done, and I would play this. If someone puts this much time into it, to make it look and feel that good, then yeah, I would play something like this. But when it's just like mostly, regurgitated the way, other RPGs have already been done, then it's not that interesting. But this looks good, and there's good art put into it too, so. And this is why the Super Nintendo should still be around, so that people can still make games like this to be played on it.
Yeah, I like this.
It looks so good.
A bit of a Secret of Mana feel to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Because you got a little bit more action, I guess, in the fights and stuff too. See?
It looks like I saw a sphere grid of some sort for the skill system.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is called
Beautiful.
Crosscode. If you're interested, go take a look. It looks fantastical.
That's why I have my paper with me to write things down.
And this is already out. This was out 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's already got overwhelmingly positive reviews, over 1,800 of them. So,
That works.
mm-hmm.
Huh.
All right, our next game came out just a couple days ago on the 3rd of November. It's called One Strike. Guess what you do in this game?
Baseball.
Correct.
Oh, good, I guessed right. I
No,
was going to say dating or baseball.
No, it's neither, actually.
Oh.
All it takes is one strike.
Oh. Kendo.
So basically, you fight and you just clash weapons until someone gets the first strike.
Ah, yeah.
And then that first strike is usually a death strike, so...
Well, yeah, they smack your head with a sword. That'll kill you.
Or that, Jesus. A weight on the end of a chain with a blade on the end of the chain. Jeez. She looks like she's overpowered. Okay, no, never mind. It's settled. Ooh.
Wow, sudden death.
So yeah, it's pretty basic, but it looks like it would be so much fun just to like waste time. Honestly, I mean,
no, that Kung Fu game on NES was really simple, but it was a fun game too.
yeah,
So.
people love the crap out of that game.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Also,
I like the animation on that one too.
For those watching live on the stream, we probably won't be answering chat or anything, but if you have any feedback or comments, leave them there, because we're going to have to go back and watch through anyways just to see how we felt about how the entire podcast show went. So we accept all critical feedback, whether it's good or bad. It's all, it's worth to us. So By all means, don't feel bad if there's something you like or don't like. If there's something you want to see more of or less of, just let us know through chat there, and we will see it. So
eventually. Now
the next game, I was talking to someone about this earlier, and they were all like, "Oh, I hate the new Bubsy game," and I was like, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was more reminiscent to the SNES game than it was to like the PlayStation one, which was garbage. So,
wow.
I mean,
I have not played a Bubsy game ever in my life.
The SNES one, once you get used to how the game works and plays, it's actually pretty good. But it did have its issues because sometimes that happened back in the day. But yeah, this one here I thought was actually not that bad. Some people disagreed, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this voice acting.
I thought it was very bright as well, which was good.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just your basic, like, almost 3D platformer, but it's with a side-scrolling instead of, like, well, full 3D. It's just, it looks good.
Seems good. I don't have any clue how the controls would be on it, because any platform you need decent controls.
Oh, the double jump is the only thing that I hated the most about it. Because you jump with one button, and then you do your second jump and your glide with the other button. So you're trying to double jump, and you're hitting the button. You're like, "Fuck, this is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, and then it's a pain."
Keys, I would say. Huh. I like the animation on it, though.
Yeah, it looks like I said. The look of it was great.
It's kind of like Yoshi's Island. The animations on that were beautiful too. It's a good game.
They could have done a lot worse with this game than what they did, I think. That's the way I looked at it.
This is a port, then, from...
No, this is a brand new game.
It's brand new, okay.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, it's nice.
Came out on Halloween. Alright, next thing we have is kind of a weird platformer that I don't know why, but it really caught my eye. Like, I really liked it. You just gotta see for yourself. You might not agree, but... Like, it's pretty simple and stuff, but it just, I don't know, it just looked like it would be fun to play.
It's like Amagon a little bit. With the little guy with the gun.
I don't think I've played much of Amagon.
It's a really frustrating game. But it's kind of like this. I don't know if this is frustrating. This doesn't look as frustrating as that game.
Wait, is the Amagon the one where dude has a shield?
He turns into this big muscular man, and he's got this little gun when he's small, but he's got a power-up to kill the bosses at the end.
Okay.
I don't think there's any shield.
Oh, yes! He's a little puny dude. Yeah. I've got that. I've got a box over there. I only played that a little bit. I was not impressed by that game.
No, it's not impressive at all. That's why. So this looks actually a lot better, though. But what are they doing there, though?
I don't know. I'm interested.
Oh, it's a minigame. Okay.
Force baseball. Oh, it's a dude too in a snake. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say if the dude doesn't shoot any further away, then I mean that's a little bit overpowered. So far, this boss fight does not look hard at all.
No.
Okay, he got hit there. Oh, and that was instant hit. Anyways, that last one, there's no way he'd get out of it.
Cuphead, that is not.
All right.
Looks good though.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know why. For some reason, it caught my interest. So.
Yeah.
All right. I was asking people about this just the other day because I didn't know if anyone else has heard about this one or not. I thought it looked fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. This looks really good. The Mummy Demastered. Again, another action-adventure Metroidvania type game. So, see for yourself kind of thing. It looks awesome.
I wonder what you do with it. Oh, I see. You jump around.
So you go and destroy a
The
princess.
original.
Oh, you have to destroy this princess, missus. Okay. It looks so good!
A clock tower. Cool. I'm sold. If it's a clock tower, I'm sold.
That's all it takes. Whoa! And he's hanging from the ceiling? That's pretty awesome.
More bullet hell.
And that soundtrack?
Kill the princess.
So yeah, this was actually with Universal Studios. Whoever they got to develop that game, oh man, they done such a good job with that. That looks so good. I really want to play that.
Well, hopefully it comes on sale. You can get it and stream it.
That's what I'm hoping for. Now, I'm gonna warn you. I'm usually a person who likes a lot of games based on how they look, but also how they sound.
Mm-hmm.
This one sounds horrible. This one's really bad. Like, really, really bad. Horribly bad for sound. Okay, so I'm warning you now.
Bleed. Alright.
Just...
I'll try not to hum, then. I'm just waiting. What is it? Oh, it looks like Punch-Out for a second there. Is my stomach growling? It's weird. OWG, what have you done to me? What is it? Sorry.
But for some reason, I want to play it so bad. Like, it reminds me of original Metroid.
Well, the visuals are cool, but... Yeah.
But the soundtrack is so hard in my ears. Every time I hear it, I'm just like... That's the only thing that would prevent me from wanting to play this game. I'd have to turn on something else.
There's a pool of blood on the floor right now from my ears, so yes, I would agree with you on that. It's kind of like the Game Boy Return of Samus game for Metroid. At least sound-wise, not visual-wise. Yeah, that just kind of ruins it a little bit.
Really horrible. Alright, so last game I have here on my Steam wish list for this week for you guys. You've probably heard of this before. Rosencreutz'Tillet.
That's another mouthful. That's why I've never heard of it.
Apparently this is the second one in the series. I'm pretty sure I've seen the first one. It's female Mega Man. It's like they said, let's take Roll and make her look different and make her way cooler and make a game that's like Mega Man.
So it's like Mega Girl.
Now, I don't like the look of it. I wish it was more 8-bit, honestly, or like 16-bit. But the way that it plays out and stuff is really good.
Oh, wow. That's foliage.
Those are the same timers from Mega Man. Those are Mega Man pellets. That's Super Mario World. So there are some throwbacks and stuff, but these are, it's awesome. I'm not, like, it looks really good in my opinion. Like, I love how it plays. It's just like a new Mega Man game, but female protagonist, and I'm cool with that.
Oh, yeah.
Woodman stage, except it's in a stone wood. The Karibo shoe. Ah! And throwbacks, though.
Oh, yeah. Tons of it. That looked like a Contra level for a second there. There's Fireman stage. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
Mm-hmm. Pick that up as fast as possible.
Yeah,
Goodness.
that makes me feel good to even. Oh, I want to play
Gives
it
you
so
the warm
much.
fuzzies, doesn't it?
I will agree. She does walk slow. She does walk slow. Yeah, it does give me warm fuzzies. I want to play that. All right, so yeah, that's all of Steam. Now, I'm pretty sure you said you had some games that you wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've got two ones that I'll just go in a little bit more in depth with, just Vaporum and later Elex as well, since I've been playing those quite a lot. Streamed both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I've got the ability to just, I don't know, put up the Vaporum thing at all on Steam. Because now Vaporum, as you're putting that up, it's a first-person grid-based RPG made by Fatbot Games that I actually came out with it about 2 months or so ago. And I did stream about a third of the game, but I played through almost to the end. Game itself is actually pretty cool. It's one of the only first-person grid-based games that I know of that's in a steampunk universe. So the aesthetic of it's really, really pretty good. Yeah, there she is. And I heard about this about a month or two before it came out, and the actual graphics of it and the gameplay is pretty good. I mean, graphically, the game runs beautifully. I mean, you start this game up, it works good, sounds good. Just overall, it's a really good-looking game. And then about a third of the way through, you get it, at least from my experience, and I played it on normal difficulties. There's 3 difficulty levels: easy, normal, and then a hardcore. Now, I played it on normal, and unfortunately, my experience with the game, and honestly, it's probably a situation where I should probably just get good at the game. But one of the things that was one of my big criticisms of the game as I was going through it is it forces you into a lot of situations that are basically, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, and in a grid-based situation, it just doesn't work really well. I mean, you're getting damage from all sides, and the actual level design is very cramped. Cramped hallways.
Yeah, which in those type of games you don't really want. I mean, some of it you expect because that's kind of, part of the challenge kind of thing, but you don't want too much of it because then it's kind of like, okay, now you guys are just abusing it and like forcing me to, be stuck more or less doing this over and over again. You shouldn't be stuck in that same situation every time you fight or.
Yeah. Well, and that's what happens in this game, unfortunately. Unlike Legend of Grimrock, which is one of those grid, or Eye of the Beholder, if you look into that, one of those old school grid-based games, you're usually doing, the cramped corners, the cramped corridor kind of situation, but it's 1 to 2 enemies, max. This, 4 or 5 enemies with ranged attacks coming at you all at once, and I just was not able to do enough damage to kill them quickly enough. So the game is cool, looks cool, but when you get into the combat, it gets really frustrating really quickly, unless you have a particular build, which is one of the things that got me a little bit annoyed. Is I wanted to do a skill-based character where I'm using all sorts of different, status effects, AoE kind of things. But if you do not have a good weapon in this game, you are toast.
Yeah.
So it kind of forces you into this one kind of build situation. Now I'm going to probably go back and play it on either easy mode and see if I can tweak that a little bit, but unfortunately that's been the case with Vaporum. And it's a game that, if you like the grid-based situation, it's going to be fun for you. And it runs really well, unlike Might and Magic 10 Legacy, which runs like a brick in water. It's horrible. It's not optimized. This game, the developers did really good in optimizing it. And just runs smoothly, 60 FPS. It's beautifully done. And it's a really nice refurbishment of this particular genre, because we don't get enough games like this. If you're really into the grid-based games, it's something that's going to be fun. It's really challenging, though. I mean, my friend Wolf, he was able to get through the game relatively easy. So I possibly just really suck at these games. I still enjoy them, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, it's really something that honestly I'd recommend to folks if they're into this kind of thing. And it's a very obscure game. I have not found a lot of information about this online. A few people are playing it, but it's something that I really encourage people to just look up, because this developer, I think it's one of their first games, and they've put some love into it, and that's one of the most obvious things, and it's one of the reasons I'm reluctant to critique it in any real major way, because I can tell they put effort into it and they've really loved into this game. And from the beginning of the game, it looks like there's room for 2 more classes, maybe in a future update possibly. So I'm going to probably revisit this one and do it on stream in probably a couple months when the next update comes out, because it's worth your time. It's really ambushy, and the puzzles aren't hard, but the ambushy thing is really annoying. So I don't know. That's one of the made me really sad, because I looked forward to this game a lot, and that was a little bit disappointing on that part. But that's definitely one I've been playing. The other one was Elex, which I love Elex. And
Elex.
Elex is so good. So if we want to take a look at that, this is and I've been streaming it a lot, but it's the latest game from Piranha Bytes, which is a developer who has made Gothic 1, 2, and 3. They also did the Risen series. And these are games that are really big in Europe, and they're very popular over there. They're extremely, extremely challenging games, but very deep story, very, very incredibly deep leveling system. Now, Elex has, at least my game, and this has been patched a little bit since it first came out, there were quite a few bugs when this thing released. Now, the patch that came out last week did fix most of them. I've been able to test this for 4 or 5 hours at a time playing it, and I've had no more crashes with it. The graphics are pretty nice. The draw distance as well. It's been relatively well optimized. I don't have the best setup, which eventually I'll have to put my setup on the podcast somehow, just so we both people can tell if you can run the games.
Yeah.
But this particular one, it looks pretty darn good. The lighting's a little weird. I think it's a modified Unity engine possibly, because a lot of the folks that have been watching have kind of recognized some of the assets. But I mean, this whole game world in general is handcrafted. I think I only saw one building that was repeated, and that's because I'm a detail Nazi, basically, and I noticed it, and I don't think anybody else would have, because it was completely redressed. But the game itself it's really good, and I'm 38 hours into this game, and I'm not even a third of the way through the main story. There are 4 factions that you can join, which intersect with the story. Is really cool, and I haven't finished the story yet, so I can't tell you the end game, and I wouldn't anyways, because I'd spoil it. It's a $40 game though, so this is kind of the games I'd like to be showing y'all on these podcasts are the second tier RPGs. This is not a AAA title. It's not trying to be a AAA title.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cuphead wasn't trying to be a big title, but it managed, right? So I mean, it happens with a lot of these. No, I mean, as you can see from the trailers and stuff, I mean, these games were well made. Like, they put time and effort and money into this, so it makes sense that it would get the respect and, I guess, the following that it's getting. So,
yeah, I mean, there's definitely love in the game, and the world's all handcrafted. This is not a like a randomly generated place. All the towns are handcrafted. All the NPCs. Voice acting is a little weird. Sometimes
that's to be given anyways. Most video games can't do voice acting properly.
Yeah, well, and the localization process is probably at fault, because the original game is in German. This is a German developer that created it. They created all the Gothic games, and that's the original language that they're coming from. So the main character that you do play, he's a little bit flat in his performance of the dialogue. However, the race that he's part of, called the Alps, are an emotionless race, and he is coming to the point where he's not on the drug that he's been using for so long. Their whole race uses this drug called Elex. And as he's coming out of that, he's still very flat, monotone. So I'm not sure if that's not just part of his character or if it's bad voice acting a little bit. That all aside, though, the game itself is very engrossing. I have gotten very addicted to this game because of the story sucking me in.
I've been wanting to play that.
Yeah. When I recommend it, I mean, the combat's good. It's hard. It's challenging, and I think that's where some of the kind of throwback is coming at this game is people aren't used to hard games. They're just not. Unless you're you and myself, or from that NES generation a little bit further, you come to this game and it's like, oh, it's hard. Okay, great, good. I'm going to get my money's worth. Rather than, oh, it's hard, I hate this game.
I mean, the thing I like about it is that it's not one of these games where you learn, like, the 2 or 3 things that you need to know, and then therefore everyone's doing the same exact thing. Like, there's a lot more room for customization. There's a lot more room to have different types of builds that work for you that might not work for somebody else, and that kind of thing. So,
no, that's very true. I mean, and I haven't even touched I've not touched the crafting in this game yet. Which there's crafting, there's weapon upgrading, there's slotting items into your weapons and armor. Now, the armor types are interesting. You can do swords, shields, spears, guns, rocket launchers, magic, a few others. There's regular rifles, because you have laser rifles and regular rifles. So you have the whole gambit of pretty much every genre of RPG that you can think of eventually at your disposal. I'm like level, I think, 12 right now, and I have not unlocked magic or some of the energy weapons. But yeah, this is definitely one that if you're into an RPG and you're into an immersive experience, this is kind of like it's a post-apocalyptic kind of atmosphere, because a comet actually hit the planet and laid waste to everything, and this is the civilizations that come from the ashes. So it does have that almost a little bit of a Fallout feel to it.
Yeah.
But it also has a little Dark Souls to it, and then if you've played the original Gothic games, it definitely feels like that. So they've really gone back to the roots on this one. Now, it's not perfect, does definitely have bugs, but they're still working on it, I think, and they're still patching the game. So
yeah,
definitely something you should pick up. And for $40, you save for a few weeks, and you got the money for it. So
yeah, exactly.
But those are the major ones I've been going through. I mean, eventually, I think maybe our next podcast we should look at Divinity: Original Sin 2, because that's really a very good one. But I don't have any experience with that game. I played the first one, so maybe we can chat about that next week. But
okay,
yeah, those are my 2, at least, that I'm really into at this point. There's some others, but I haven't been playing them yet, so I'm reluctant to talk about them unless I've played at least 30 hours in it. So, especially these RPGs, I don't think you get a good feel until you've got about 30, 35 hours into them.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But
all right, so I think what we're going to do next is we're going to do a quick little break here. And that way, if anyone needs to use the bathroom, well, if we need to use the bathroom.
and I might. You never know.
So, we do have something for you, though. So, just give me a second. I'm going to load it up.
Time for the shout-out videos.
Indeed. So part of this Retro Indie Pixel show is that we're going to be giving shout-outs to people, specifically people playing the games where our music's coming from. So this week I've chosen Castle in the Darkness. One of my favorite tracks from it is We're Under Attack, which is one of the first tracks you hear from the game anyways. And I think it's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that, and we'll be back as soon as it's over. So
see ya.
We're going to have a couple of those every time we do the show, so let us know if it's something that you enjoy or not, because Well, it would be nice to know if you do, if you enjoy it or not. So, all right, and here you go. Oh, well, the music just ended so abruptly just then. That's weird. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, so as I said, issues are bound to happen. Alright, anyways. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was just a little music break there. So like I said, we could go grab a glass of water or use the bathroom, that sort of thing. Looks like somebody went and got a snack.
I got some crackers.
You sound all guilty. I got some crackers.
I'm very guilty. Eating is on stream is a faux pas.
Nah.
I will not swallow. There.
Everyone eats. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone does eat, and everyone poops. But yes, good know. Good to know. All right. Oh man, we still have. Don't we have like randomizers?
There's well, no randomizers, but we do have other things. We still have Kickstarters. We have some stuff with retro achievements and new ROM hacks and translations. So
that's right.
I'm going to bring up some of that stuff in just a moment. And of course, the window capture is being an ass again. I don't know what's been going on with OBS, but it's just not switching over to certain windows. Like if I change from one target to a different target, it's all like, no, can't change. So that's the issue I've been having recently.
because you're calling it OBS. It's really pronounced OBS. Everybody else is wrong. It's called OBS.
I would not be surprised, to be honest with you.
Very true. Or oops, oops, with an umlaut. Be good. Let me close it with this. Oh man, I like that that music. That's
good.
What, Castle in the Darkness? Is that what that was?
That is Castle in the Darkness. Yep.
I've not played through that yet. I've seen you play it, but I have not played through it myself.
Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. Just give us a second.
Ooh, pretty. Yeah, man, the only translation that I have recently was Secret of Mana 2, I think it was. There was a really good fan translation for that. Actually allowed me to play it. That and Seventh Saga Mystic Arc, I think it was called. That was good.
Alright, so we're going on to the next part of the show, which is to look through some Kickstarters. And for those who are unaware of what Kickstarter is, basically Kickstarter is a site where you can go to put up your project or, you know, work that you're trying to do and get people to back you by giving them rewards and things, you know, to help promote your product and, you know, the project that you're doing. We're obviously looking at video games and video game hardware, computer hardware, that sort of thing. Now, as you can see here, there obviously are other things that you can look at, like this is D&D, multi-sided dice kind of thing. There's board games. There's actually podcasts. There's people trying to look to, you know, do studios, dance performances, Space Command Redemption. I think this is a TV show or something. Like they do a lot of different stuff on Kickstarter, but we're focusing mostly on video games, electronics, stuff that makes sense to us. And,
not my dancing career.
No, exactly. And the only thing that I've really seen this week that seemed to have any bearing was just the video games. There wasn't really much else there that really caught my eyes. So, first game we're going to look at is Dyland.
Dyland.
It's an RPG adventure and sandbox game in a little planet. And it's coming out for PS4 and Steam. So let's have a quick little peek at this one, shall we?
Yes, indeed. What a beautiful place. My name is Locke. Let's talk about Dayland and life on this small planet. Dayland is an adventure game that combines RPG and sandbox mechanics. It seeks to surprise players with small details and an interesting storyline and appealing characters. There is a lot to do on Dayland. Plant trees to get wood and build structures. We need to sow the fields so we can eventually harvest our crops and even take the sheep for a walk. At the outset, there is nothing. Initially, with just a tent, players will seek to build a wooden cabin, later extending the property with an oven, a workshop, and a laboratory. These will be necessary so we can fashion tools and handcrafted items. To prepare succulent dishes and create magic potions, with unexpected effects. Soon, players will receive visits. Attracted by the variety of products, visitors will negotiate with players, bartering materials and objects that cannot be found on Dayland. Dayland is in a universe shared by a number of different races. Humans, Anks, cat children. But it isn't all peace and tranquility on Dayland. A shadow wanders in the absolute darkness of the universe, with the sole objective of finding children and their planets, and to rob them of their power of the crystal. This is the story of Argo.
Alright, so that was Dayland. That actually doesn't look too bad. It's already been fully pledged. It's made 10,882 of its $10,000 goal. 500 backers. They still have 24 days to go, so obviously other people have seen the potential in this game. It's almost like you have your small own Harvest Moon type place out on this mini planet, or even Stardew, whichever you prefer to go to.
Right.
But you can leave and go to other planets and find other things and get, new stuff. So it seemed very interesting.
Could you leave, or were only other people able to visit your planet?
No, both, because they were on an ice planet then later on, remember? So I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, wait, what? Hey, is this a Square Enix game?
I don't know. They better not be kickstarting. They have enough money.
Square Enix Collective, 97% of supports by the community. Oh, I guess the Square Enix community maybe helped back it or something? I don't know. Either way,
Weird. Okay.
the game looks fantastic. Beta access for PC for $25. Pledge $30, you get a digital art book, original soundtrack, and a copy of the game. Pledge $40, you get 2 digital copies of the game, art book, and a soundtrack. Exclusive postal set, you get postcards, 2 digital downloads, digital art book, digital OST, instructions on PDF. Thank you postcard signed by the team. A welcome kit with a high-res backer-only wallpaper and other goods. And your name will appear in the bronze section of the credits.
Okay.
For $100.
Well, I like the planet and stuff. That's kind of cool, but I'm wondering how it's going to differentiate itself from every other crafting, farming game that's out there already.
Well, see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. People are going to enjoy it regardless.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like has kind of similarities to Astroneer as well. Because they have that kind of a smaller planet, and then you can hop to other planets and get resources and things like that.
This one here, for $100, you can get an actual physical art book, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anything physical these days, it's just everything's digital now.
Create an item for the game.
That could be cool.
Create a quest and an item for the game. You choose a character. So yeah, this is the thing about backing Kickstarters. Depending on how much you wish to back and how much you believe in the game and what you actually want to get, that's very exclusive, because you have to also realize that, not that it was a huge success, but games like Ukulele started on Kickstarter. And that was a multi-million-dollar game that was put together with big developers, and David Wise done the soundtrack for it, and he done all the Rare games back in the NES, Super Nintendo, etc. So I mean, depending on what you do here, you can get yourself, like I said, the physical art book. That might not be something that they'll ever make again after the Kickstarter's done, meaning you might be one of the only people. How many do they have there, does it say? Limited to 100 backers. So that means there's only going to be 100 of those art books in the world. Yep. So if this game becomes big, you're going to be one of those only people to have that art book.
Right.
So, I mean...
yeah, there's always the potential for... I mean, like Shovel Knight was one of those games that, lots of community input on all the various characters, and that went postal when it came out.
Oh,
So
it did.
there's that potential.
Yeah.
So, man, I would love it if they would actually allow you to have that functionality to create items actually in the game with various attributes and things like that. That'd just be fun.
No, I'm not a huge fan of the art style, personally,
Yeah.
like, for a video game. But, I mean, it doesn't look horrible.
It's a little like Little Big Planet in some ways.
It reminds me of the My Time at Porsche, that game I was playing there not too long ago. It's similar to that for the art style, and even in some of the gameplay as well, but...
Yeah. And I'm probably a little biased in this field because I'm kind of burned out on the crafting games and things like that a little bit.
Oh,
So I take my opinions with a little bit of a grain of salt because this would appeal to me if I wasn't burned out on those kinds of games. But the fact that it's your own little planet, that's really cool to me. I like that fact that things are going to enter into your biome and kind of affect it, and you can trade with them. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes.
Indeed. Alright, so the next Kickstarter we have there is for Blue Omen Operation. They were looking for 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
They're already at 30,000. They've doubled their goal. With over 1,000 backers, they still have 23 days to go. Let's take a look. All I gotta say is, what the hell were those characters there at the end? What are those dudes? Because I couldn't see any mouth or nose features, and they kind of look very...
Whatever they're smoking, they're not sharing it with me. That's for sure. What did we just see?
Well, apparently that was a very old-style RPG.
It looks like it's got turn-based. It looks like it's got some maybe tap buttons to do special skills, possibly.
Yeah. But, oh, yeah, it looks like it. So, yeah, I can see some appeal in it. Yeah, these dudes, they look like... They're very phallic. I'm just going to say it.
They indeed do look like that. Probably intentionally, like a cone head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I don't know. It's probably going to be a fun game. I'm just not a real big fan of that particular pixel art style.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily retro. It's like just...
It's almost like it's hand-drawn or something more than anything else.
Yeah. Which, you know, it may be something other folks like. There's a few games out there like that right now, but I'll let you play it first and we'll see.
I mean, I'll play RPGs for the most part, but I mean, I agree with you. The art style there's something that's lacking, but then again, people love South Park, and the art style in that is not incredible either, and look at its following. So, I mean...
really funny, though, too, so that's what...
Well, I mean, this could be extremely funny as well. We haven't seen it. I mean, we've already seen the Penis Man here, so...
Yes. Your man.
So, anyways, yeah, they have different tiers here. You get the soundtrack, 2 copies of the game. You get a Blue Omen button, personalized postcard, stellar sticker sheet. Wow. So everything else here is all gone. So the beta tester section has been gone. $60 or more to become an official beta tester. 50 people have snagged those up immediately.
Yeah, that's usual.
Digital Merch Fiend, wow. They had 20 of those for 125.
Nah.
Okay, so you get to help create items and stuff, I guess.
Huh.
You get to
Well,
create
that I always like, is that
NPCs.
kind of stuff.
Get to create a boss. Get to create a powerful boss. So yeah, and then everyone liked it. I guess they just really liked the thought of being able to, I guess, directly influence the way an RPG is built up. So.
Oh yeah, well that's half the fun.
Oh yeah.
But,
So.
Yeah.
They have, like I said, 23 days to go. They've already doubled their goal. I think they're going to do quite well. So maybe there is something behind it that just the two of us aren't seeing as much. But hey, at least they're on the show. So I mean, at least we're giving them some kind of advertisement.
Well, that's the cool thing. We may just not be connecting with the art style or something like that, but it still looks like a fun game. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's just it's an RPG. I love RPGs. It's turn-based. It has some little press button thingies. That also appeals to me.
Yeah.
It's just maybe just the visuals aren't to where I would like them to be. So,
yeah.
And I'm not saying it needs to be 60 FPS, perfect graphics from 2017.
No, God no. I'm starting to get sick of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so the next game here is Era of the Wanderers, and they're looking for 35,000. They've only got 3,600. They only have 11 days to go with 135 backers.
Oh.
So it doesn't look like they've been doing too well. Let's have a look at the trailer and see what everyone else has seen. Alright, that looks similar to Gods Will Be Watching to me.
Yeah.
And I like the art style. I like the way the game looks. The art style.
Yeah.
The game looks great. There wasn't obviously a lot of action, but it looked like there was more problem solving and exploration. Yeah. I love exploration, especially in these old retro games and stuff. I mean, it makes you feel like when you were a kid, and I mean, for myself, I grew up on an island off of Newfoundland, so the most dangerous thing I could run into is like a fox. Fox don't, particularly, go after humans, so I was fine. So I mean, going out into the woods and stuff, like, it was always an adventure because you get to explore stuff. Like, hey, I've never seen those trees. I haven't seen this little, path through here or this place or that. And that's the kind of thing that I like about these exploration games. But there doesn't seem to be very much actual action. There seemed to be a little bit, but it looked like it was almost like
cutscenes, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Like choose what you're going to be doing next. Like, are you going to block next, or are you going to try and do an attack kind of thing? And
right, it's kind of scripted even.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's like that, I can see why people don't have that much appeal for it. But I mean, if it's just like a good like puzzle solving adventure.
It's like a third-person Myst game. That's what it's kind of like one of those, because that was a really deep, awesome world that you were sitting in. Mm-hmm. You solved a lot of hard puzzles, but it was amazing. Those games are really cool. I love a good puzzle game, and this looks kind of like that situation. I don't know. I liked the world with that like reindeer guy, and it looks like there's like gods of nature or something going on.
It looked really, really good.
And the art style, just like you said, that looked like a painting kind of thing from a distance, at least.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, and that's what I don't understand. Like the last game we looked at, like we both like RPGs. I'm sure the story and everything's fantastic. But the art was just kind of, ugh. And that would be enough for me not to want to really go and purchase the game. To be honest.
Yep. I would purchase it probably.
But something like this, like hardly anyone's backing it at all, and it's only got 11 days left. So, and I don't think it's going to reach it. But I mean, for me, I would jump at this one faster than I jump at the last one.
Yeah. Now, the art style reminded me of the last, I think it was called The Adventures of the Last Human.
Yeah.
It was this little submarine game, kind of like that. That had a really cool art style aesthetic to it.
Yes,
it was really difficult, but yeah, it was kind of like this game, a really cool world and environment. But it's a shame that it's not getting backed.
Yeah,
everybody that wants to go back this game.
See, I think what's going to happen is that these people will find a different way of getting their game out there, and it will be released on Steam eventually. I look forward to playing it because it looks good. It really does. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I'd do it on my stream. I think my folks would enjoy it too.
Yeah.
You like puzzles and that cool, really in-depth kind of environment, so hold on. The dying breed.
Oh, you guys are doing that kind of stuff? Oh.
Put your name in the game.
For $110, you get a physical game box. As a collector, I'm just like, oh, that's the kind of stuff that I would buy for, but 110 is very, very steep. But I would still love to get a physical game box. Now, see, I don't want just the digital. I don't want you to give me a CD. You're gonna give me a game like that, in a physical game box. Put it on a CD. That's the only thing I ask.
I want to be the boss in the game. Just BlindmansWorld boss. I just throw canes at you or something like that.
For an extra $40, they'll do an analog audio tape as well.
Oh, whoa, really?
With never before heard music and secret audio that ties into some of the game's most hidden secret. Really?
Nice.
That is so interesting. I love this. How does this not get back? That's I don't understand that.
People don't like puzzles. They don't like to think necessarily all the time.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. Action, we want action.
Yeah. Look at all the quest markers and the loot crates, and that's your answer.
Game painting, become an NPC.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I could do that, right? I could be an NPC. Make me pixely. Or pixelate me. There you go.
Jeez. Alright, let's go have a look at our next Kickstarter here. Jack and Cassie. An inventory action game about a mysterious machine from an ancient civilization. And Cassie.
Cheating on Jill.
They're looking for 14,000. They're already up to 21,000. They have 525 backers with only 10 days to go.
Wow.
Let's have a look at this. What?
Huh? I mean, shh.
So basically, this is me getting the groceries every week. That's what you're trying to tell me. Oh, you take stuff out of your inventory and put it over there for her to use to do attacks up top. Okay. It's very weird. I'm not gonna lie.
How is that working though?
Funny use for everything. So it looks like there's actually a lot of strategy to this.
I like this one a lot.
I think I might actually enjoy playing this. I'm not gonna lie. This looks pretty good.
I like it just simply for the fact that I have never seen a game that does this. I mean, you see inventory management with various RPGs where you have to like Deus Ex does it with you have to fit things kind of almost like a Tetris thing in your inventory.
Yeah.
But this makes it into an actual game. That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
Really good job. I'll pick this up when it comes out on Steam. I'll play it on my stream myself. It's just really cool. I like it. Huh, yeah, I've never seen a concept like this at all.
Digital download. Development art book, digital download, Rush.
Should have called it Tetris RPG.
Custom sprite commission. Get a custom battle style sprite commission to get the game art book and credits. Wow, estimated delivery January 2019. That's a long time to wait.
Wow, okay. 2 years? I mean, there's not huge graphic requirements on this thing.
It doesn't look like it, although, unless it's all, again, hand pixel, but I mean...
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
I don't know. I mean, again, like you said, it looks very interesting. It looks like it's something I would play, like, just for the fact that, like you said, there's... I haven't really seen any games like that before. It looks interesting, very interesting.
I get sucked into these things. I played Bejeweled for 2 years. That was like crack cocaine. And Tetris, on the original NES, it was ridiculous. Just sit there and play that all day long. I just like the sound of Bejeweled. So if this has a nice sound when that thing goes in that inventory, I'm just gonna sit there and play all day. Probably have to find my own little toilet next to my seat because I won't leave. It's horrible. Like WoW or something like that. Although I never played that.
All right, looking at the next game, something up my alley.
Ooh, Ultimate Fisher.
Ultimate Fishing Simulator.
Let's watch how realistic it is.
They got 12 days to go. They're looking for $10,000. They're up to $9,758. They literally need like $242. It's almost backed. So, Ultimate Fishing is an unusual fishing simulator featuring realistic graphics, physics, and gameplay. Yeah, okay, I've heard that before. It's made in Poland.
Well, then it's good.
Apparently.
Water, the final frontier.
Oh. Someone's throwing beer bottles in. Oh, yeah.
They look so realistic.
Is that what they think that all fishermen look like?
That's right. I reckon.
Oh. Now, I hope, is this real gameplay? Probably.
Probably because he died from the fish.
I think he was down trying to get his beer. Oh. Jeez, he hauled up that net some Jesus quick, though. Just picked it up. Yeah. What the hell is happening here?
Yes. Oh god, he's gonna kill him for a fish.
Oh, it got away.
Oh.
See, that didn't show me any actual fishing from the game. That's what's...
It just showed me beer drinking fisher people. It's insulting to all fisher people. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Cinematic, that's what we just watched, I'm pretty sure.
I'd say I'm triggered, but I don't do that.
Yeah, it's the same one. I don't care about that.
God. Okay. Can I have a fish named after me though? If that's the case, I'll get my pocketbook out.
Because there's a lot of fishing games out there right now.
That are good ones too, and not like these. I could go
very
to Breath of
similar
Fire and
to-
play fishing in that game. Stardew Valley has some good fishing.
You'd be surprised how many people actually enjoy fishing video games. It's
I wouldn't. I think that would be a really relaxing thing, especially if you've got some vibration function on your controller. You can feel that little twinge, and you don't have to go out in nature, which is a plus in my book. I don't want to go out in nature.
24-hour day-night cycle. That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Different types of areas to go into.
But can you fish for gator? If I can't fish for gator,
Can't fish for gator. Jesus.
hey, if you're in Florida, that's the thing.
Was you can get the multiplayer. See, I think that depending on they need to show more gameplay from the game itself, because you're just showing like someone holding up a rod, someone holding up a fish. That's not gameplay to me. Like
It's
anyone
probably
can
a
make
CG.
that look nice, but if you can make the gameplay good, I'm all for it. So that's the only thing about these fishing games that I'm ever worried about. This doesn't look too bad.
Right. Wonder if it's VR.
I'm just
VR
wondering if you
compatible.
can change the angle at which you can see the camera and not be limited to like, oh, you're rubbing up against the bank. It's like, I don't care. No, clip your camera, please, and just go through that texture so I can, see if there's a fish coming behind. Because it's true, because that's the way you feel like in a fishing game. And anyone can argue the fact that, like, oh, well, if you were really fishing, you wouldn't be able to see anything in the water. It's like, yeah, but do you want to pay $20 for a game where you just watch a bobber on top of the water for a couple hours and hope that it sinks? Like, come on.
Well, and there are special glasses so you can see through the top of the water. There's sunglasses, a special kind that you can see through the water.
Oh, okay.
Fishermen have that. Fisherwomen have it. They all have it. So they're expensive, but yeah, you can see them. And they have the little radar thing or whatever, sonar, not radar. Excuse me, so you can see the stinking fish.
But yeah, like some of these locales like look pretty good. If you can actually get in a small boat and like kind of putter around, that'd be interesting as well. I'd like that.
That gives you some strategy and positioning that you can do, and finding the hot spots, which you really need to do as a fish person. So,
like ice fishing, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
like all of this looks good. It's just like I said, I hope they actually make it good and authentic. Like this right here doesn't look too bad, but you don't see the fish until there it is.
So it's up there.
Yeah, like I don't see a fish really at all until all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere and bites the thing. So basically, you just gotta hope that it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
these simulator games are a cool genre, but you got to get them right. It's like Euro Truck Simulator, really good, fun game, but I mean they did it well. It's just if you like
but that's like real
around.
Simulation too. Like that's full on.
They should have like Extreme Fisherman 5 or something like that, where you are the fish and you have to get away.
So if anyone remembers Dizzy, it was a weird game for the Nintendo, the NES, and apparently they're making a new game, and for the 30th anniversary, and it's already been fully backed. It's only got 35 hours to go. They were looking for £12,500. They got 26,000, so they more than doubled it.
Yep.
And I'm just wondering. I'm really hoping that you guys are going to put out an actual NES game. That would be so good.
So welcome to another Let's Play, this time for Mystery World Dizzy, a game that we developed on the NES in 1992, but sadly was never released.
Really?
So we thought we'd come along to the National Video Game Arcade here in Nottingham, a place that celebrates everything that's great about video games. This year they're launching
looks very sparse.
Dizzy exhibition to celebrate
Yeah, it
the
does.
30th anniversary of Dizzy.
It's Nottingham.
What better place
Their pole.
than this to talk about Mystery World Dizzy.
So they're actually got
Background first.
the game for the NES.
Our favourite game has been Fantasy World Dizzy. That was Dizzy number 3. That started live on the Amstrad and the Spectrum.
Yeah, I was going to say, this looks like ZX Spectrum. Yeah, Buzz, I really don't care about your 10-minute video of...
And we were able to release this in '91 to great critical acclaim, getting a review score of 92%, and in fact a Game Players Award.
So the cartridges were very expensive to produce, which meant the games were expensive in the shops. But Codemasters came up with a brilliant idea called the Aladdin cartridge, where most of the cartridge was in one device, and then you could sell games much cheaper that plugged into this. But this did mean that they wanted a big catalogue of games, and we had a sort of schedule of producing a game for every 2 months.
Jesus.
So we decided to open an office in...
by K-America? They're the same people who made Game Genie and stuff, or put out the Game Genie and stuff.
Yeah. Good old Game Genie. All of our friends.
In America, I think it was Galoob.
Oh, Galoob, I love Galoob.
I know you do.
They make everything that is amazing and cool secondary market.
Written in 91, can play it for free at mysteryworlddizzy.com.
They didn't show any of their actual gameplay, though, did they? Or was that the game?
I think that was a little bit of the game there, yeah. Oh my god. What? Kickstarter restaurants are making the book.
Drooling up the
NES
cartridge.
Unreleased game, Wonderland Disney. Only 100 of these games are made. Half a gray, half a white. They've now been seen to fetch over £200 on eBay. So $400.
Wow.
This is what that goes for. About $400 or $500. Jesus.
Man. Be lucky to find it in somebody's garage sale. They don't know what it is. Get $2 for it and say, you know what? This is a $400 game. Bye now. And walk away. Sweet.
Wait. So it is actually an NES game.
Huh.
Wow. I'm so... box game.
That's kind of like that Genesis game that they just made for the Genesis. And yeah, it's for the actual original game system. But
Full box
that's
game
cool.
with NES cartridge, PAL or NTSC. The game comes with poster and instruction book.
Nice.
Dude, that is an awesome... Oh my god. That is so cool.
Gotta bring out the old NES there. Pop her in.
What do you mean break it out? I got one already hooked up over there. Just
You
waiting.
do? That's why mine's in storage, basically. Hermetically sealed. So it doesn't degrade any further.
And for an extra £10, you can get it signed. And I honestly, I probably would. I'd get it signed by him. I'd be like, why not?
It has value.
Mm-hmm. Well, it would be just a cool thing to add to my collection. Like, I have at least a video game, NES game as well, that's actually, like, signed by the developers. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. It gives it validity, anyways, as a collectible. So if it gets signatures.
Mm-hmm. All right, and that should be it for the Kickstarters. Oh, all right. So, wow. See, and this is what I told you. This podcast is a lot longer than I expected it was going to be.
Well, I'm glad I only had 2 games this week. If I had come to with like the 5 or 6 games that I had actually chosen, that would have been good. Maybe 2-3 games a week for us, I guess.
So, I guess the next part I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk to you guys about retro achievements. If you've never been to retroachievements.org, it's free to sign up. There's nothing that you have to give or there's nothing, money to have to pay for. The only thing you have to do with money is if you want to donate. I think they have a donation page. I'm not even 100% sure, to be honest with you. But the whole point behind Retro Achievements is that those cool little achievements that you've seen in like your Xbox and PlayStation games, and like, I finally beat this boss by using this shitty weapon on the hardest difficulty, and I got an achievement for it, and people love that stuff. That's what this is all about. Retro Achievements is basically a website where they've taken emulators, redone them, put achievements in for their games, and they keep adding new games every time with new achievements. So they put up a lot of new games like, let's see, Toji King Colossus for the Sega Genesis was recently put up there. and that has like let's see, I'm trying to find some of the ones that are hardest. Open all the chests in a Layard Coliseum waterway, or it has like just different weird little achievements. Like Harry Warriors 3 for the NES. There you go. That's one that's.
Oh no! Never playing that again. That's so painful. It's good, but it's painful.
Beat the brothers Chang without getting harmed.
What?
Yeah, see? But it's a hard achievement, but when you get it, you're going to be so happy. And it's a way for, like, if you're a Let's Player or someone who streams or whatever, it's another way for your audience to be able to say, like, oh, hey, wait, he's getting these achievements. Now I can go and get these achievements, and I can go and look at other games that he's done and what achievements they got in them, and so on and so forth. So it gives people a new way of, I guess, working with or playing with or interacting with someone that they play games with or that they're following. So they release a lot of new games all the time. Chameleon Twist 2 just came out for the N64. Combat Cars, Star Fox 2, the NES Control Deck Test Cartridge.
What?
There's achievements for that. Yes.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
And apparently there's crazy stuff on this one. Like I think one of them is. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
They don't have just Gyromate on there.
I think it's one of them. You get like a bunch of different sounds, like to test the soundboard, and they want you to play a song with the soundboard in order to get an achievement.
Play the Zelda theme on the soundboard. Love it.
But yeah, they're always adding new games, and they've recently just added on, I'm pretty sure, a new emulator. I'm just trying to find it right now. I'm pretty sure it was the Atari Lynx. Atari Lynx emulator has just been put up on Retro Achievements. So basically, all you got to do is like any other emulator, you go download it. That's it. Mm-hmm. Use save states. Achievements are no longer register. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
so you can't cheat.
Exactly. More or less, they're telling you that, you can do these achievements whenever you want. You go to fucking save state and cheat, we're going to scrap that achievement, and you can start over when you stop using a save state. And that's the way it should be, because you can't do that in your, in the consoles that we play now. So, I mean, why cheat? I mean, we didn't have that option. We couldn't do that back in the day either. We never had save states, so.
No.
So yeah, that was a game, I guess, that I wanted to get out to you guys, or a website I wanted to get out to you guys, just so you can take a look, just so you can see what's actually involved with it. There's so many games that are already going through. They're actually starting to work on, like for the NES alone, they're starting to work on Famicom games. Because, more or less, why not? If it's an arcade style and you don't really need to know what they're saying on screen or whatever, but you can play the game regularly, then why not put up achievements for it, right? So.
And I'll have to check out how many RPGs they have involved with that, because that would be fun just to do that, because I'd love to replay some of them, but I'd like the added benefit of some achievements and things that we could do.
I would say that they have a few. I mean, just look. Phantasy Star 3, Generations of Doom. That's an RPG for the Sega Genesis, and that has achievements.
Yep.
And, wow, a lot.
I wonder if they have Shining in the Darkness.
I have that.
Although the music for that game is, wow, it's really annoying.
Oh, really? I have that game. I like the Shining Force series.
Oh, the Shining Force is great. Shining in the Darkness, that's the beginning music, is really bad. The rest of the game is pretty fun. It's hard, but it's fun. I'll have to look at this site again because it looks interesting. I just
Another nice thing that I found from the site is that these other games that you probably haven't played, like Ranma Half, Chonai Gekito Hen for the SNES, it looks like it's a fun fighting game. But I mean, we didn't get it obviously. But when if you're using this site and using the emulator and stuff, then you'll be like, oh wait. They put up this new game, might as well go get some achievements, and then you find a brand new game that you've never played. And that's kind of some of the charm behind retro achievements I've found. It's like, oh, I didn't really know anything about this game. Now I want to play it.
Yeah, discovering stuff that was just released in Japan, basically. There's a lot of games like that. So.
Oh, so many games like that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Dang.
All right, so I am about time to get a thirsty beverage type thing. So okay. I am going to load up. Ben actually done up a video as... Whoops, sorry.
I've been moved!
Ben actually has a... another one done as well. I'm just trying to find it right now. Oh, I just changed your face. Something else. Sorry about that. Everything's going so well.
It's okay. Mine's short, so I'll have to make mine longer next time.
Not a big deal.
Mine's from Mega Man speedrunner that I've watched a couple times. So it was the Electman theme, but found a really cool remix version of the Electman theme. So
yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna take a quick break. It's only about a minute long, so we're not gonna be gone that long. So we'll see you guys in just a moment. Oh, of course they would do that, wouldn't it? Oh, he tricked me. I was expecting it to taper off or something, and it just like all of a sudden just started over. I was like, no.
I do that sometimes. I have to find a fader.
All right, so we're done with Kickstarters. We're done with Steam.
The RPG stuff.
And the last couple things that I have, I do have some news stuff, and then we have the hacks and translations, and then we're pretty much done. And I don't have too much news. It's just some interesting things that I've seen, more or less. So this is more or less just a talking point for us to have. Mm-hmm. First things first, apparently there's an English translation released for the Super Famicom exclusive Wrecking Crew 98.
Really?
I didn't know that there was one. It looks like it's actually really good. Like the style of the game looks pretty good.
So it's a sequel to the actual NES Wrecking Crew?
Yeah, but with Mario.
Well, I thought the original one was with Mario.
Okay, I wasn't sure. What was I thinking then?
He just hits the little blocks and things die. And there's little fireballs that come across the screen. Now, I've never heard of a sequel. That's really cool.
Yeah, apparently they had it over in Japan forever, and we just didn't get a port of it. Pretty much, it's just how it goes. Now, in order to do this, you have to go and get like a patch and put it onto the game and stuff. But
right.
Just like you do most hacks and stuff. But yeah, there's a full translation of Wrecking Crew 98. That's just something I wanted to put out there for everyone, just in case it was something that they were not aware of.
Wow.
Apparently, the SNES classic Zombies Ate My Neighbors has gotten a fan-made sequel.
Ooh. Okay. Like they use an NES creator or something like that to do it, or?
Apparently, it's a 4-person effort to remake every level of the game into something new. Furthermore, it includes custom sprites and backgrounds, reverse item cycling. It's effectively a patch to the original game, but it's almost like, I guess, like a hack, more or less.
Right, kind of like those Metroid hacks and things. They just created an entire new game out of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if someone's into Zombies Ate My Neighbors, I didn't play it much growing up, but I know a lot of people do have a deep love for it. So. All right, so for those of you who've played Mario 64,
yes,
you've probably played it. You may or may not have played it on the Nintendo DS, or is it the DS? I think it was the DS. More or less, you can get Super Mario 64 for the DS that allows you to do a battle mode where you can actually fight with 4 different players.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
What's more awesome is that someone took the time and energy to create Super Mario 64 online. It's the exact same thing as the DS version, except you have... apparently you can go throughout the entire game. You can have up to 24 players. Wow. And just being able to do that on that system back then is a pretty big thing. So, yeah, that was... so now you can have lots of fun just, like, you know, I guess doing battle mode with 24 people instead of just the 4.
I wonder how long that's going to stay available until Nintendo crushes them like a bug.
Yeah, really, though.
Crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, because they've recently crushed the Secret of Evermore remake. Someone was making the entire game into 1080 by a nice resolution, complete gameplay and all that kind of stuff, and Nintendo shut them down. So, and we're going to sue them.
Wow.
Yeah, so it sucked.
We didn't think about that, so you can't do it either. It's like, oh,
basically, yeah, that's one of my favorite RPGs. I would have loved to support that, but now they're just going to make their, Secret of Mana remake that's bad voice acting and stuff. But go figure.
Next thing on the news is actually something from Indiegogo, which was suggested to me. I have been to Indiegogo a couple times. I don't see as much there is of stuff that I'd want to see, but from time to time there are some things that catch my eye. One of those things were the I'm not sure if anyone out there has heard of it yet. It's called the CD. It's a retro gaming system that basically comes with it's a stand-up little system that takes CD type games. And it emulates and plays PlayStation 1, Neo Geo CD, TurboGrafx CD, Sega CD, DOS PC, and a bunch of other older consoles as well. So basically, it's a cool little optical drive that you can hook directly up to your TV and play all these games through HDMI type settings. So that includes things like Oregon Trail, Nuclear Strike, Power Appa. Like, I'm just looking at games they have on their front page there. In the box itself, you also get a controller that looks strangely like a PlayStation controller. It's Bluetooth wireless, so you could basically set this thing up right next to your TV, play your old school CD games on it, and not have to worry about having a cord or anything. So that's kind of cool. That's nice. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, that's amazing. I have a pretty large, extensive PS1 collection, so that'd be great to be able to play some of those games on that.
I'm a little jealous of that. I'm not going to lie.
No, it's the only thing I saved for there. It's all sealed somewhere away. But yeah.
So yeah, that's something worth looking into. Apparently, the early bird system is about is $100 US plus shipping.
Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Worth it for all those systems you get to use and emulate. So.
A 2-player CD system Comes with 2 controllers, obviously, the system itself and stand. That's 140 US plus shipping.
Hmm.
Ooh, what is this? Features: play CD console games, play ROMs, play cartridge games using a retro adapter, sold separately.
Okay.
Huh. So, wait, play cartridge games. Sega Genesis, Game Boy via separate adapter. Also works as adapter for Genesis SNES controllers. Really?
Alright.
Plays
So it's a base
DVDs.
thing.
Plays DVDs, plays media from a NAS, plays audio CDs and DVDs, YouTube, and other add-ons. That's for multimedia. It has video filters, it has save state, it has online multiplayer for some systems, backup and share save. So that means you can multiplayer some of your old games through this thing online.
Nice.
It does 1080p, 720p, HDMI, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Works with various original controllers and USB controllers. 32 gigs of storage, included SD card. You could probably pump that up a bit if you really wanted to.
Right. Man, that's a dream for just being able to stream some of those games in higher quality too, from their originals. That'd be great.
More games. DOS games for 386 and below via CD and DOSBox smartphone keyboard input. Wow. So
Okay.
you Bluetooth your smartphone into the system to become a keyboard. That's pretty badass.
That'll
I'm
work.
not gonna lie.
Yeah. Man, built this thing from the ground up, it sounds like. That's awesome.
Preserve existing discs. CD burner.
Oh, so you can
Limited.
create ISOs.
And the limited edition is transparent green plastic. I want one of those. Really
Oh
bad
man, that
now.
sounds like an awesome little system. Really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm pretty sure I want 2 or 3 of those right now.
I'd probably do it mostly for the DOS games because you just can't run those DOS games as well.
I do it for everything. If I could just hook it up to my TV and have like
Yeah.
YouTube and all those other systems and everything there just off of that little, I'm down for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you never leave your living room. I wouldn't either.
Here is something that I'm sure this is not going to work.
Please work. Please work. Please work.
Oh, anyways, apparently the guy who made PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds
Yeah?
is putting out a new over-the-top steampunk MMO, is what they're dubbing it.
Really?
It looks really, really good. Like, really, really good.
What's it called, I wonder?
Ascent, Infinite Realm.
Okay. Yep. Yep. I saw a little bit about this, but hopefully we can get it. Hopefully we can get the video working, because I'll bet you it's pretty cool. Just saw something about this yesterday, too.
Oh, I got something here now. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to just stretch this because, well, I like to be a pretty girl sometimes. Oh, alright, so let's have a look at this real quick. You're just playing with one of your ships?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Now, I'm not big into MMOs, but oh my god, this game looks beautiful.
Big into steampunk, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks so good! Whoa! Really?
Your results may vary based on your performance. Wow.
Oh my lord. This looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I wonder what the pay model is going to be. I don't believe it.
Wait. Can you build, like, new places and stuff?
I bet you they'll try that, yeah.
Oh! Oh my god! Fishing?
Like
okay, you sold me now. You threw fishing in there.
Fishing, that's all you need.
Dude.
Airship.
Okay, like I said, I'm not an MMO player anymore, but this would change my mind. This looks so good. I would play it just for, like, how gorgeous the game looks, man.
Maybe it'll come to PS4.
What the f...
They're barrel rolling. There you go. To a barrel roll, Fox. The class system's like...
Oh my god, the detail that goes in it. Oh, I don't know how to speak any Asian languages. But wait, can you actually, like, grow your own stuff? You can actually, like, build a... What? She just, like, customizing a griffin or something?
Looks like it, yeah. Looks like you can customize your own mounts if you pay for it. I mean, if you...
Oh, that's true, too. I hate that they're doing that just for the extra money, because they're not making any money off of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds at all. They've already sold, like, 20 million copies or something.
Exactly.
This looks fucking amazing.
It does. I like the ships and stuff. The ship design's cool.
The world looks fucking... Oh my god, this is so good. I want it. And I don't like MMOs at all anymore, and never wanted anything to do with them, but this... Oh my god, this looks so good.
Now, if I could go to steampunk conventions, I would be that guy. So that would sell me just the world. But I'll have to see a lot more about it. I wonder if they're going to tell us when the release date is, though. Probably 2020.
Wow, this looks amazing.
Hopefully this isn't all the best parts of the game, too. Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, what is this, a movie trailer?
Well, some of it does actually look like movie trailer cutscene stuff. So a little bit of its gameplay.
But that there has to be gameplay. Where you're flying
Yeah.
around and stuff to wings, like, that looks pretty badass. Look at the
Yeah.
Magitech armor.
Like, this is gameplay right here.
Mm-hmm.
Magitech armors.
Oh my god.
Wow, and it's this... Unfortunate thing with some of these videos is they do in-engine CGI stuff, even with the gameplay-looking things, but probably would work pretty much like this. Probably have to have a pretty powerful machine to run this thing, though, as beautiful as it is.
Mm-hmm. But, damn.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Looks so good.
So it's called Air?
Yeah, Ascent Infinite Realm.
Okay. So you didn't give a release date or anything, it didn't look like. Just
No.
kind of, oh, we're making this. Oh, great. Tell us when.
Let's see if there's anything here about...
Man, we might get sucked in, man. We might get sucked into a game.
There's also dragons, Microsoft barrel races.
The barrel races I can probably skip. But the rest looks really cool. Unless I'm going over a waterfall, then that would be fun.
Okay. What's going on? It's an absolute sensory overload, and I'm into it. I'm reading what the other person said about it when they seen it, but yeah, no, it looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Well, I like that aesthetic to it. That's always a fun world to live in, the steampunk areas. But we'll see. Keep an eye. We could definitely keep an eye on that one because it could be pretty cool.
Could be pretty awesome. Another new game coming out is Railway Empire. It's coming to consoles and PCs in January, and it looks like it's actually, again, that kind of stuff is not something I'm really into, but it looks interesting enough that I wouldn't mind giving it a try, kind of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen a railroad simulator that's actually decent at all. In fact, they've been a lot of glitchy, cruddy things, but yeah, if they do a good job, it could be fun. I mean, if it's a lot of management of things, I mean, there's been a railroad mechanic that looked kind of interesting, but also very glitchy, and they didn't have any tutorials on how to put things back together, so you had to kind of figure it out. Not the best idea. But could be fun.
I would hope so.
If your dream is to be a railroader.
Just a little accessory, I guess, news. Apparently there's a Nintendo Switch mini video projector.
Really?
Called the OJO. It uses a DMD LED from Texas Instruments, but more or less it can project a 30-inch to 120-inch screen space.
Huh.
At about 3 feet away.
Okay. I would like that. Bigger screen is always nice for me. Huh.
It looks like, I don't know, it has an interesting concept, but apparently they're looking for like $300 for this little add-on to go with your Switch. I mean, it's almost as expensive as the Switch itself. So, I mean, unless you really wanted to make your Switch like super portable, I don't see the need for it or whatever, so...
Me neither. $300 is not going to give me anything. No way. No way.
Last thing that I have on my list is Stardew Valley multiplayer. They put out a little snippet earlier this week saying that, hey, we're working on multiplayer and it seems to be working well. They have little snapshots of other people's log cabins on the same property. There's snapshots of a couple people fishing in the same spot. It looks good. I don't know, everyone who's like is a big fan of Stardew Valley already knows that like this is something we've been waiting for. Like since he said like, oh, there's a good chance that we're gonna be doing multiplayer. It's like, oh, now we want it.
Right. I wonder how they're tying that into the story, though, because isn't a farm that you've been left by your grandfather or something like that?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe you have roommates, maybe you have friends, maybe you have a previous married person or a person that you're married to, or a relationship, and so,
True.
They can just go off and cosplaying. But you could bring them back, like, hey guys, you don't have to stay here at the office either. Come move to Stardew Valley with me and run a farm, that kind of thing. So I mean,
so they're going to get separate plots of land or something like that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. It looks like you get one person who hosts the game and has the big house, and then everybody else has the smaller cabins. So, but there's not too much delved into, what's included with that, like.
Right.
How big is the cabin inside? Can it get any upgrades? Is there a basement? Is there a second floor? Like, nobody knows.
Right.
So
well, those cabins will take up all my planting room.
Yeah, that's where I could have like a shed full of
cows,
sure.
chickens, something.
Anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It'll be interesting how they integrate that whole idea, because I loved Stardew Valley. That's why I had to stop playing it, because it was, again, kind of like crack cocaine. Like Bejeweled, and I just couldn't stop playing it. So I uninstalled it, and I basically cut my hand off. Just couldn't play it anymore. So if it is, maybe we'll have to try it. Once it comes out, we'll have to maybe we can put it as part of the podcast. I don't know. Figure out, report back basically to see how they've integrated that in, because I'm kind of confused as to how they're going to make it pull off. But they'll do it.
I know. That's what I was wondering too, like if they would have different plots of land, like everyone has their own farm or not, but I can see why they'd want to keep everyone on the same plot, but I don't know, maybe they expand the plots a little bit bigger if you go with multiplayer, I don't know.
I hope so. It'd be nice if you could build your own town too.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Just do a whole server of just people moving into Stardew.
Or if the people in the town were actually people online and you interacted with them and stuff, that'd be kind of fun.
I'd be down with that.
I could be a merchant.
All right, so the last segment of the podcast for tonight is talking about ROM hacks and translations. Usually we're not going to have these on every podcast because of the fact, which is the same thing to be said about a lot of the segments of the podcast. And the fact is that there's not, 5 and 6 translations every week. There's usually 5 and 6 translations in the run of a month. And they might not necessarily, there's a lot more Spanish translations happening now because there's a lot more Spanish people wanting to get their games translated over. So we won't be doing these regularly, so you might have out of a month, one podcast might be 2.5, 3 hours, whereas the other 3 might only be an hour and a half, 1 hour. It all depends on what we have available and if we decide to choose a topic to talk about, or if we have anybody come onto the podcast and talk with us. We're also looking into, I've been reaching out to some of the indie developers that I know to see if anyone wants to do any interviews, that sort of thing, just to talk about, how they got into gaming, what made them get into the genre that they've done, that kind of thing. So
that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to pick somebody's brain on those things.
Yeah, because, everyone has a different way of being creative, and that's That's the very interesting and awesome part about people being creative, is the fact that not everyone's going to have the same ideas. So, but it would be nice to be able to talk to a lot of those people and, like I said, fill up the podcast in different ways so that we always have something new and better to offer you, so that you come back and have something worthwhile to come back to. So,
right.
So let me just get into it right away. We've only got, I think it's 1, 2, 3 translations done, and I get all these from romhacking.net, in case anyone's wondering. If you go and look there right now, there's one German translation for Xenogears, and then there's about 20 there for Spanish, and then we have 3 for English. And the 3 for English were actually only just done within the past couple of days. The first one on the list here is Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Or, as it's dubbed here, Shin Megami Tensei Lucifer's Call.
Nice. Those are good games. Really good games.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people have said that. I've had a lot of people say that I should give them a go, and I haven't had a chance to get around to them, honestly. So, it would be nice to get into them, and if you haven't, if you have played some of them, but you haven't, gotten a chance to play the ones that were only available in Japan, well, now you have a chance at one of them.
Exactly. So nice.
Yeah, this came out as an RPG that came out in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's
an oldie but goodie, that's for sure.
Indeed. Next one we have here is Ultraman Club Kaiju Daikessen.
I have no clue what that one is.
Ultraman, I'm pretty sure originally Ultraman was almost like a Power Rangers type guy. He might have been around since before the Power Rangers. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the history of Ultraman. But if you've seen the character Ultraman, it might look familiar to you. He has big, yellow, he's in a suit or whatever. It's an all-white suit with some red accents, I think, and these 2 big yellow, goldish-looking eyes. Very old school, cool. 80s Japanese kind of thing. The game came out in Christmas of '92, Christmas Day. That's when the game was released. That's weird. I wonder who bought it on Christmas Day. Nobody, probably.
Nobody.
And maybe the stores are open in Japan in '92, or on Christmas Day. I don't know. Everyone's got to work, But Ultraman Club, it's pretty simple platformer, typical of the NES era. You will walk generally right up and beat up various bad guys from the Ultraman franchise. You can use sub-weapons, switch between them at will. Every once in a while, you'll get a balloon-popping minigame where you can win various prizes. Alright, so I mean, it just sounds like a typical action platformer.
Yeah. Wow, never heard of that one.
Alright, last translation we got here. It's probably another one you probably haven't heard of either. It's called, oh god, see, I'm not no Japanese person, but Sut Hakun.
Nope. What kind of game is it, though?
It's a cute, fun, but deceptively hard puzzle game developed by Indie Zero, released for the Super Nintendo system in '97.
Huh. Kind of like Secret of Lolo, or Adventures of Lolo, or something like that.
I guess so.
Really hard.
I'm going to look at some of the screenshots now just to see what they have there available.
Man.
But yeah, if you're ever looking for a translation of an older game, romhacking.net's usually one of the best places to go to find that.
Right.
They also have homebrews there as well, so... but yeah, it doesn't seem like the screenshot's coming up for whatever reason. Maybe the site is shitting the bed, I don't know.
It might be. It might be angry at us.
Now, as for game hacks, you're more likely to see a lot of those. As in, let's see, new game hacks since the start of November. We're only 13 days in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new hacks. I'll try to go through them really quickly. The first one here is Ultimate Castlevania for the NES. Something's definitely going on here because nothing is loading up at all.
Uh-oh.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we don't lose the stream.
Well, it seems like the stream has been going with 0 drop frames the entire time, so
Yeah, looks like it. Alright.
That's been running fine. Okay, so you know what? We're just going to... Oh yeah, no, there's something going on with the site there apparently.
Man.
They might be doing maintenance or updating. It is a Sunday after all. But yeah, I'm just going to run through the little list that's here. We have Ultimate Castlevania, Battletoads USA Co-op mod for Famicom, Guardian Legend SRAM Saving Edition,
Ooh.
Chrono Trigger Start Out with Marley. I keep saying Meryl for some reason. That's how I grew up saying her name. I know it's incorrect. I don't need to be fixed.
Marley.
Yeah. Drop Table Balance, Nightmares of Lolo.
Oh, yes. The third game in the series.
Watatsuki no Yurihime in Streets of Rage 2. Alright. 007 Agent Under Fire Reloaded, Pikachu Bros. And lastly, RoboCop vs. the Terminator, No Black Border. I guess the game is done with the black border. I have
so no letterbox, I would assume.
Yes, or pillarbox, whichever the case may be. So,
man, I want that Lolo hack right now.
I bet you do.
Love that game. Those games are ridiculous.
All right, so we got lots of good comments there. That's going to be awesome to look through. So yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast show. Again, it's going to be next Sunday when we do another one, but we're going to do our best to try and get together between now and then, or maybe we'll skip next Sunday just so that we can further refine the show, see what people like, see what people don't like, see what we like, what we don't like, and just kind of go from there. So thank you guys for joining us. It was a swell evening. It was a long podcast, but I had fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it went by fast.
And we covered a lot of stuff. It didn't feel like 3 hours.
No, it sure didn't, but apparently it was. Maybe we went in a time machine.
Well,
I'm a Time Lord.
Maybe the little music breaks in between helped as well. So
yeah, probably peeing always helps. Well, you all take care of yourselves. Thanks for showing up, and we'll see you hopefully either next week or the week after that. So
indeed, have a good evening. Love you. Bye.